Gussin around. Your friendly neighborhood Gusses are Gussin around. Your favorite neighborhood Gusses, where are they found? In the studio making a podcast for you. Find out what we did this week. Was it fun or was it kinda bleak? You won't know unless you listen to the podcast. Find out what we talking about. Is it good or is it kinda not? You won't know unless you listen to us.
Gus!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gussin Around. I'm your host, Shannon and Guss, here with Peter Guss on the Gus bus.
That's what we went with?
No, I don't know.
Welcome back, Mother Gusses!
Yeah, we got a great comment on YouTube. For anyone who wasn't here last time, we asked, what should our greeting be? What should our, community be called? We got a lot of Gus bus.
I don't love the Gus bus. Join us on the Gus bus.
Yeah, I mean, what's up, Mother Gusses? Obviously, that wins. But it's just not something I think I want to say every week.
So I will
So
say
you'll
it
say
every
it
week.
every week. I really appreciate everyone who wrote in. We also had people at the San Francisco event giving us their suggestions in person, which was wonderful.
And they were all Gus bus.
And a lot of Gus bus,
Yeah.
but yeah. So are we any closer to a resolution on that? No.
Slightly.
We're not.
Yeah, it was 2 steps forward. Small steps. But
Yeah.
important steps.
Well, we're back. We've been gone for a couple of weeks because we were away. So we took off last week, and then this week we're a little late. That one's my fault because I was podcasting about Survivor and I've been sick because I have the battle scars of just pushing too hard. And now I'm wearing it and I'm kind of proud of it. It's I really maximized that trip,
You're like, I got through the whole trip without being sick, and now I can finally relax back in life and get sick here.
Yeah, but that's always how I try to travel.
Yes.
I always feel like I want us both to be broken by the end, but not any time before the end. You want to push, and the last couple of days really struggling. It kind of on that last day, you want to feel like we need to go home, and that's how I like to travel usually. But this is really taking me down, maybe because I'm pregnant, and also I wasn't pushing that hard compared to what I usually do when I travel overseas, which is for longer, without the relaxing Hawaii part, and also
We're older now.
I'm pregnant is I think what it is. If you were older, we went away in April.
I mean, we're still older than we were in April.
Yeah, those few months really take you down. It's the time between 32 and 33 that
It's rough out there, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was just the lack of sleep for me. And then, yeah, just pushing myself. It was so upsetting because I got a notification on my phone that was from the incredibly judgy health app. That was there's been a change in your step trends. Because I was walking a little bit.
Danger.
Yeah, and I was really impressed with myself. But then my algorithm, so rudely and so unasked, the other day I was getting all the stuff fed to me, which again it was not based on anything I had searched, and you will be able to tell this because it was of pregnant women running the New York Marathon.
What?
Yeah, I was getting so much content about pregnant women running the New York Marathon, which is again not something that aligns with anything that my internet could think I'd be interested in. Other than I guess being
New
pregnant.
York.
And loving
we
New
went
York, yeah.
different ways.
And that made me feel so bad because I was wow, I really I did well. I'm 23 weeks pregnant and I was overseas and I pushed myself really hard.
You did great.
There are pregnant women who are really pregnant that are running the New York Marathon.
Yeah, but did they go on stage in front of 1,100 people?
I mean, those TikToks and Instagram reels were getting a lot of views.
It's
so
different,
But
it's not live.
I Googled, can pregnant women run marathons? Surely not. And Google was yeah. And I was oh. Now, the excuse, I mean, obviously you shouldn't start running marathons, but if you're a marathon runner, you can keep doing that. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Isn't that crazy? Does that make you think a lot less of me?
No, not at all. It makes you feel a lot less of the people running marathons.
Why?
Well, because now anyone can run a marathon, even pregnant people.
Exactly. But but not us.
No, I mean not us,
Not
but
us,
like
yeah.
even
Yeah,
pregnant
even
people
pregnant people.
can run marathons.
Yeah.
So how hard could it be?
Yeah, it was like right when I was like a couple of days ago, like feeling really sick and feeling really sorry for myself, feeling really proud of how much I'd pushed myself, and just like why would it feed me that? Anyway, the algorithm knows how to get in your head, but yeah, so basically that's why this podcast is a little late.
Oh, you really like you started with the story, you went completely
met me?
sideways,
Have you
and
met
then
me?
you're like, "Yep," and that's why
The only
it's
steps I
late.
take are in my stories. I go the long way. Otherwise, we will catch
It's
an Uber.
certainly not on your health app.
Yeah, it's true. Why is there no app for like you said a lot of words today? It's always steps. Anyway, what else? So we were away. We should talk about.
Where did we go?
We went to. Where did we go?
What I mean, I've literally forgotten.
No,
that would be worrying.
Yeah.
No, we
Very
first went to Hawaii,
Yep.
which
Well
was
done.
wonderful.
Yes.
I don't know if you wanted to say more than how wonderful it was.
We'll talk
I
about
actually
it.
do want to say, I do want to talk about it because typically, as you said, in our holidays, we're go type of people. We want to see everything.
Yeah.
And then
We is such a strong word. I'm doing that, and you are being compliant.
no, but I don't want to like do nothing when I haven't been to a place before. I want to.
You want to do less than I want us to do.
I just want to do things.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Right.
So we agreed.
I mean, you think we've done a lot of trips? You think we would have realized that before this podcast?
We travel really well together, but a lot of
we
the
just
things
want to do a lot of things.
a lot in our relationship, you go along with me a lot because you're a very compliant person, and that
Well, I also want to do those things.
good. Now I know.
Now
You
okay.
just
Anyway,
you go along with things so easily. I just kind of thought you were
derailing the
doing what I
podcast, Shan.
wanted to do.
All
But it's
right.
good to know that we have a lot in common.
Derailing the podcast.
I don't think
So
so.
we decided for our honeymoon that we were going. Now I'm derailing into another story. But we decided for our honeymoon that we would do a nice, relaxing holiday because we hadn't really done any relaxing holidays. We'd just done a lot of travel around Europe and America, which was goes.
In
But like,
Japan.
why don't we book exclusive, like small Fijian islands for our honeymoon? That's like luxury and lovely, and that would be like a really fun thing to do, especially not
After
like,
the wedding year as well, because it had been
Yeah.
like so hectic.
and it was nice weather, and I guess not Survivor-esque because we weren't living on the beach, but we would be in Fiji, and that kind of would be cool and interesting. So we go to this island, and the island, it's 200 meters long. I'm not going to convert it to yards for the American audience. It's 200 meters long, and I think it was 50 meters wide, so it was tiny. I think there was 11, I'd say, huts.
It was more than 11, I think.
It was 11 like visitor huts. Pretty sure it was 11, and then there was like a couple of worker huts. Not very many. It was a very small island. It was tiny, and it was quite far. We had to like go into the mainland Fiji, and then we had to take a ferry for quite some time to get to this island. And the first 2 days were great. We were very relaxed, and it was great. Of the first two of what we were going for, like 10 days or something.
We were there for, I don't know, it felt like an eternity.
Yes, but it's meant to be like an eternity.
Yeah.
So the first 2 days were great, and then we got hit by a cyclone. And I'm not sure how much detail you want me to go into that story.
There was a cyclone. It was genuinely bad. Like it was dangerous for us, and like it was devastating in parts of Fiji.
That people died.
Yeah, it was awful. We were trapped on the island. They woke us up, which I don't love, but I guess life or death situation. So like everyone come to the breakfast hut because there's a cyclone and we need to talk about it. And then they were like, all right, we might have to evacuate the island. And then they're like, we're not going to do it right now. And then by the time later that day we'd gone for another meeting, they were like, it is too late to evacuate the island.
Yeah, like we have to weather the storm. We're like, well.
They were also completely, I think, ill prepared for the cyclone in that Peter was like Googling stuff on Wi-Fi that did not hold up. And Peter like was teaching them things. I'm like, why are you in charge of the cyclone? I felt like you became like, it was interesting because it showed me how, it was so true to you, but it was also like, showed me how things would happen. Like it was genuinely like if we had to create our own little society. Like I haven't seen Lost, and Mike Bloom has tried. He's podcast about
Yeah.
loss, but like this is, I imagine, stranded on an island. Like you took like a very like leadership role, which was great for you, and I think really speaks to your character. But I wondered, I don't love that. Like I don't love that you're the most equipped person to handle this because you're not equipped to handle cyclones. You were googling. You were like standing like one lesson
Well, I'd never
ahead.
been in a cyclone before, and I'd never known what to do in a cyclone.
But you learned so quickly.
I had to learn quickly because I was the only one that was doing it. We were on the island. There was an American family who seemed to not understand at all what a cyclone was or the dangers of a cyclone. Like
Yeah, they were jet skiing.
There wasn't. There was trying to kite surf.
Oh, it felt like a
And
jet ski because the wind.
They
was
were
so
like,
heavy.
you can't kite surf in a cyclone because it's like horrendously dangerous. And they were like, it's great winds. And we're like, no, like it's the scary winds, not like fun winds. And they couldn't tell the difference. And then they were playing volleyball. Do you remember they threw the volleyball up to serve and they just hit it straight off the island. Just where the ball went straight into the water. Like it went like 30 meters. And then they're like, we lost the ball. I'm like, yeah, because you're playing volleyball in a cyclone. What are you doing?
There'll be no team this year. But I think, that here's my issue with the honeymoon story. I assume you're connecting to the honeymoon story because we kept saying this was our baby moon, and we kept saying when we were in Hawaii having the best time, like this is way better than the honeymoon. You know, that like makes up for it. But I want to say about our honeymoon, it wasn't just the cyclone. It wasn't a good trip. Like, even if the cyclone never happened, it would have been a better trip. Obviously, we would have been able to go to breakfast without having to, like, hold something over our heads in case coconuts hit it. And also, we wouldn't have had to change rooms. We got, like, water coming in, like, the seawall broke. Peter was, like, again, making, like, this makeshift shield against the water, which, again, was so impressive.
Shield. And it's with sandbags. Basically, which I was telling them on the islands, like, our hut is hit that we're getting hit by the wind,
and they were
the
like,
cyclone
so
head on.
Yeah.
And like the water is going to break the seawall that's holding up this part of the island because it's already starting to shift. And I was being like, we're in trouble. Like us too. We need to like find alternative
I think
places.
they thought we were trying to get like upgraded. We were like,
there was one like hut free, which because people couldn't get to the island, and I'm like, we have to move there. And they're like, no, it's fine. And then the seawall broke and fell into the water. And then all of a sudden the ocean's in our room, like up to like our ankles. We had to put all of our luggage like up on the furniture because there was just so much water in our room. My favorite part of that story though is we're just like lying in bed and there's water like up to our ankles and we're like looking out and we're like, this is a disaster. We're going to like drown in this bed. And because it was a cyclone, it was so windy, the door was like just wide open, like because we couldn't close it. And the windows were just wide open because the force of the wind was stronger than what the windows could. So we're just like completely in the elements. And in walks like a full-on iguana, like on the ceiling. And when I say iguana, I'm not talking like a gecko, you know, like a 10 centimeter gecko. Talking like a full-on, like half a meter plus iguana goes onto the ceiling of our roof. And I'm thinking like, well, it's here to escape the cyclone because it's probably scared or whatever. And Shannon just points at it, looks at me, and she's like, get it out.
No, that is not what happened. I can't believe that that's what you're saying. You know I would never do that to an iguana.
You were terrified.
No, I wasn't. Actually, if you remember what happened, I genuinely worry for your memory. You were impressed that I didn't care to get out the iguana. I was like, no, this is their shelter now too. The entire time we had like a cockroach infestation in our bin where I went to the bathroom and I'm like, the bin is moving. And
bin was moving.
It's such a gross story. There were cockroaches like all up in a bag of chips. And I was like, Peter, deal with the situation. He's like, I'm already dealing with the cyclone. So he did. He got the whole bag, threw it up over like the wall of the backyard of the hut. And and it had been a cyclone. And then the next day we came and that bag is still just there.
Everything, like there were so many things destroyed. And just the bag of chips was in the same spot as I threw it.
That's what they say. It's like in the apocalypse, like the cockroaches will survive. So I think that's what you were actually impressed that I was like, I wouldn't take out the iguanas.
And anyway, we did have to move rooms because our room got flooded.
Yeah.
And I was telling the staff with the, I guess, leader of the island, the lady, like where to sandbag like effectively. Anyway,
See, that's not
just nightmare.
No, but that's my point is it wasn't just a cyclone. The cyclone made the trip worse. However, it was also not a good vacation
Yeah.
because we're not rustic people. We're not remote island people. Even at its best of times, we're not hut people. That's not us at all. But I think some people are, and for them it would be amazing. So it had really good reviews. That's not that's not us at all. Also, we were trapped on this island with
the sea snakes.
Yes.
So many snakes. Oh my
No,
God.
not the snakes though. It's not. But with the people, the people were terrible.
We were trapped with
and
the
they
people.
kept and they because it was a very small group of people. So
we knew them all.
Yeah. So but they kept because it was over Christmas, New Year's. So for Christmas dinner, we all had a dinner together.
They forced us to share the meals together.
Yeah.
Which is normally okay, but not great when the people are not your types of people.
Well, at Christmas dinner, one guy dominated the conversation by talking about how he was a hunter who would shoot animals from helicopters in the sky. And I was shaking in rage so much that Peter literally just took me back to our hut with the cockroaches. There was one guy who got fairly aggressive. He'd just been left out of jail.
Yeah,
and
I just got out of jail. I'm like, oh, okay.
And he got drunk on New Year's and was kind of aggressive towards me.
Screaming at people. He thought Shan
looked at him weird. Yeah.
At her.
Which I do have resting bitch face, but should I die for that?
He's like, so what are you looking at? And I'm
scary.
Like, ah.
And then my favorite people we met was this couple. It was the only people
sweet.
That I liked really nice. But
the only people we spoke to every day, got along really well with them. Really nice. Cute kid, lovely two people.
But then he got drunk on New Year's, then he was like, I'm really passionate and interested in World War II. And I was like, okay, why? And he was like, I like that it's morally gray. And I was like,
because there's no good guys or bad guys. And I'm like, are you sure there's no bad guys?
Yeah.
World War II?
And that guy was still my favorite guy from that island. But my point is that when I think about our honeymoon, I was like, this was before the White Lotus, but since subsequently, obviously the White Lotus has been created, it was very White Lotus coded, but not in the luxury element because it wasn't very luxe, but kind of in the vibe of I wouldn't have been surprised if by the end of the trip someone was dead. Which is obviously a major structural point of the White Lotus.
I mean, the Americans that were trying to windsurf in the cyclone, I'd have my money on them.
Yeah, I would remember being in the pool with you being like, this would be a great murder mystery. If we can just step outside from a narrative standpoint. Yeah, so anyway, but the point now that we just went on holiday and we're telling about a holiday from 6 years ago, the point is that I think we took from that, we're not relaxing holiday type people.
Well, that certainly wasn't relaxing. But even if it was
that's because you would really, they should have paid you for what you were doing with the cyclone. You were putting in the work.
Yeah, I was reading the cyclone map to them every day. Because
why
the
did
head
they
of
have
the
a
island
cyclone
was
map?
Well, every day she's like, well, she said, I'll keep you all updated. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I went up to her and I was like, what's the updates? She's like, I don't know how to read the map. And I'm like, what? You're in charge of the map. What do you mean you don't know how to read the map?
And that's how you became in charge of the
map.
map.
Well, then I'm like, this is telling her how to read the map because it was relatively common sense. And then I just explained it to her. And then every day I'd give her the updates and then she would give it the updates to everybody else.
Okay. But I'm saying that even in a vacation without the cyclone and the hunters,
so many snakes,
the snakes and the possible Nazis, I think we took away we don't like relaxing holidays because we do like to push ourselves really hard. We do like to come back from holidays broken. I like to say, I want us to feel like we need a vacation from our vacation. I've said to you when you're like, I can't do this anymore. I've said you'll sleep when you're home. You're like, I can't, I have work. I'm like, take it up with someone else. We're getting up at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I have no more energy than when I'm on vacation. So I think we just kind of felt like relaxing holidays aren't for us. They're very weather dependent. They're very accommodation dependent. Whereas you always have fun when you're really touring.
And I've learned since that trip that it's very Nazi dependent. You don't want Nazis on your holidays.
That's true, but that's probably not a relaxing holiday thing, and it's probably not even a holiday thing.
It's a good lesson to learn.
That's just a life thing.
Yeah, well now we know.
There's a graph of first we don't know that he was a Nazi, but
no, I mean I don't think he was.
I don't think he was a Nazi. It was just
but he definitely wasn't for or against Nazis.
That conversation took place near verbatim in a future episode of Succession. Literally.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, I think there's a graph of like enjoyment of things and presence of Nazis. That's pretty correlated.
Yeah,
Again,
especially when you're trapped on an island with them.
he was my favorite guy from the island, and I even in having that conversation, I still was like, and I'm Jewish, and I think I was shooting animals from helicopters. Anyway, my point was that we do like relaxing holidays,
And we hate Nazis.
If we went to Hawaii now, it is like you have to like have like a really good setup. I think that's it. It's like you have to like have nailed it. But if you do, I think because I guess it's more like high risk, high reward
For what? I don't know what you're talking
to
about.
have a relaxing holiday. It's like if you're gonna go somewhere, like you could have bad accommodation if you're like touring and still have a really fun time. But if you're going somewhere relaxing, you have to have really good accommodation. You know what I mean? You have to have like booked really well.
Yeah.
And then you'll have an amazing time.
Books
And if
well,
not,
you have to have nice food, you have to have nice weather, you have to have no Nazis.
Yes. Always no Nazis. But that would also ruin a touring. The Nazi thing is bad.
I mean, you have to now put it on lists when factoring in holidays because now it's a legitimate risk.
I don't think he was a Nazi. I don't know what he meant. It was a stupid thing that he said.
There was a bit more as well, but I won't go into it. It was a weird conversation.
That was a terrible night. Anyway,
there was a Happy New Year, and I'm like, please.
Ooh, I just hit the mic. My apologies.
Happy New Year.
What's
New Year?
So in Hawaii, better story. Well, like better for us. Much worse story. Also correlation on like better holiday, worse story. Worst holiday, better story. Hawaii was like perfectly lovely. Not a Nazi to be found as far as we're aware. And also, I mean, we were staying with our friend Domenica, who has a place in Hawaii. Shout out to Domenica, who's a listener of the podcast as well.
Hello.
And it was just beautiful. Like it was just actual paradise. I know we talked before about like ticking off relaxing things off the list. I got a lot done.
It was awesome. Perfect weather.
Perfect sunsets. We snorkeled with sea turtles.
It was like by far the best relaxing trip you could have asked for.
Thank
you, Domenica.
Thank you, Domenica. I've wanted to snorkel with sea turtles for a really long time. Ever since I went to the Great Barrier Reef and there were no sea turtles.
There usually are. They just didn't.
Well, they were like, they're kind of in that area, but we can't go there. And I was like, well, but this time, so we really wanted to snorkel with sea turtles. We snorkeled with so many sea turtles that I started making it into a game. Like of who could spot more sea turtles. I mean, I got so complacent with like snorkeling with sea turtles, which is honestly, again, a dream of mine, that by the third day, Peter would point one out and I'd say, damn it! 4 to 60, 6 to 40, yeah. So, and I don't know if anyone would be surprised that I would gamify it. We played a lot of table tennis. I won one game and never let Peter ever forget.
Strong wind.
How dare you? The wind gives and takes, and I am pregnant. I can't believe you won't give me that win. It was the proudest I've ever been of anything.
Yeah, I mean...
Do not do that, Peter. You know it wasn't about the wind. There wasn't that much wind that day.
There was 2 edges and 2 nets.
That's good. That's good gameplay.
I mean, it's just...
Yes, I hit great shots. Thank you so much for telling the people. I got halfway through my Lin-Manuel Miranda book. That was good.
No, you'll never finish the other half.
No, I definitely won. I really want to. Since I got home and I've been sick and overworked, I've really wanted to read my book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a reader now.
Sure.
We watched all of Nobody Wants This, which we enjoyed.
Did.
Podcast to come, probably with Chappelle at some point. We just had the best time.
We did. It was great.
No cyclones.
No
barely
notes.
rain.
No notes.
There was a rainbow.
No snakes.
There was like a tiny little bit of rain that didn't affect anything in any negative way, and then like a beautiful rainbow.
It was. It
was
actually very. It looked
absolute
like it was
magic.
Right on the island.
So stunning. I have already been in touch with both my mom and your mom to be like, at what age does the baby have to be for me to give you her? I go back to Hawaii.
Great.
We're thinking April 2027.
Come rob us. There'll be no one here.
They will.
Actually, the cats.
No, the child.
Someone want a house sit.
The child will. What do you mean we'll have a child, Peter?
Drop the child off in Melbourne.
No, your mom will come. Our moms will do it together. They've already discussed.
Okay.
Your mom was like, oh, your mom would like take the child full time. I think, obviously.
Yes.
Maybe we should think about it.
Definitely.
Maybe we should, no, baby, no. One day our daughter will watch these podcasts and be so offended by me, not by you.
Yeah, I haven't done anything.
You've done nothing wrong. And that's what she'll say. And I'll be like, I'm always the bad guy. I can picture it now.
And I'm always the favorite.
Yeah. Also, another thing about our incredible Hawaii vacation. Well, my concern was the flight. Now, again, I'm fine on long flights usually. I will push my body to the limits of travel. I've explained. However, the way I usually sleep great on flights, the way I sleep though is over myself, like on the tray table, and like I can't do that because there's a human being inside me. And I was a little concerned before the flights, like how I would go. So my like what I was gonna do was, go beg them to upgrade me. Because I feel like I've learned people are very nice to pregnant women, and
Yeah.
I wanted to use that. It's the kind of thing where you'll be like, sorry, can you please like stand up like on the train or something? Like my wife is pregnant. People are like, oh my God, yes, you know what I mean? And I really love that. I love that part of this very much. I'm sad it will ever end, to be honest. But so that was my plan. So we get there. I also was genuinely concerned, but also like, I'll take a free upgrade. We get there and then I'm like, I'm pregnant, please help. Please help me. And the lady was being very sweet. She was like, oh, let's see what I can do. And then she was like, oh, I see you've already been like upgraded to premium economy. And I was like, right. Is there like a business premium
You think some
economy?
usual people would stop there when you get free upgrade to premium economy? And Chan's like, yeah, but what about business?
Business was the vision. I'd never been in premium economy, so I didn't know like what it would be like. It was a lot better.
It was great.
And then we just had great flight luck. Like on the way to San Francisco, it was like an empty flight. We had so much space. And then when then it was a 15-hour flight back from San Francisco. And again, at this point, like my body is broken. I'm starting to get a sore throat from having spoken so much at these like loud events. 15 hours. So I go there and like beg them. And they like gave us our own row, like a spare seat. And I thought anyone could do this. You know what I mean?
They didn't check that you were pregnant.
No, they weren't like, show us what are they going to say? Show us an ultrasound?
Show us your belly.
Show us a doctor's note. Like, you don't need a doctor's note to travel 23 weeks. They said, like, how far along you were to check that I guess I wasn't, like, over 28 weeks.
And you're wearing a
travel.
thick jumper.
Yeah, the
you
bumper's
couldn't
never
tell the
bumping at the right time. I never look, like, you know what I mean? I feel like the least pregnant I've ever looked are the 3 times I've been at the airport. Yeah, so, but they were very kind because people are really nice to pregnant women. Any female presenting person, you can, like, this is my tip from me to you. I wouldn't do it. I'm not saying that in the future I'm going to go and say, hey, is there like an extra seat? Is there an upgrade available because I'm pregnant? But I'm not. I'm saying you can do that if you want. Anyone can do that. It's a good hack.
Is this like an unethical life hack?
Yeah, if like someone has worse ethics than me, like no judgment, anyone can do that.
All right. Thank you for pointing that out to everyone.
That was my
It's
first
really
thought.
Valuable information.
You didn't think that?
No, I mean, like, I thought it when they were just like, okay, here's all this stuff. And we're like, okay. But also at the same time, I don't think you can ask someone, are you pregnant? Like show me.
You can't say
like,
no.
prove
Oh,
it.
you can't say, yeah, you can't ask for proof of that. I'm pretty sure
so,
it's like
what
a crime.
are they meant to do?
Right, but I've never thought
But
about
that's why
it.
they could barely help us.
Why?
They're like, we're not really going to upgrade you.
No, they tried.
No, they did try. They did. They were great.
Everyone tried. So my point, and they gave us an extra seat. And my point, I'm surprised they weren't like, yeah, we have 20 pregnant women on this flight. Every woman says they're pregnant. Every woman traveling is suddenly pregnant. Just pregnant enough for it to be an issue where we have to help you, but not pregnant enough where you're not allowed to fly.
But I'm glad you had a good experience.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You never believed me for a second. You were like, we're not going to get upgraded. And then technically we didn't.
So tell us about San Fran.
Wow. I love when you just, you look at that. What is it?
What?
Exhaustion? You don't like my upgrade story?
No, I mean, you did the story. It was fine.
Jesus.
The most exciting part of the trip. Well, no, sorry, that's not the trip.
I love getting upgrades.
I preferred Hawaii. But the most exciting part of the trip for you was surely the stage, all the people, everything. So tell us about that.
Oh, wow. When I say that people are nice to pregnant women, I should have said, except you.
Yeah.
We went to San Francisco. We were there for an IHAP event. A lot of the listeners of this podcast probably in that world. Some might not be. The podcast that I podcast for about survivors RHAP, it's based in America. I'm like the Australian survivor person.
Let's be honest, everybody listening that's still listening are just fans of yours.
I think there are like people in our life that are listening that don't know so much about the
That's
RHAP
true.
world.
That's true.
Or maybe someone found us on YouTube.
I'm not sure. Looking at the YouTube numbers, it's unlikely.
We don't know. One person might have found us on YouTube, and now they might
If
find our
there's
RHAP.
one person that like didn't know either of us at the first episode,
Please comment and let us
please
know.
reach out. We will 100% give you a shout out.
Yeah.
And it will.
But anyone can
just
say
no
that.
one.
It's like the pregnancy thing. Anyone can say,
No, but we will ask for proof, for verification.
Yeah, show us an ultrasound.
Show us
the
the
ultrasound
bump.
equivalent. Yeah. So for me, it's like a lot of the people I care about live very far away from me.
It's true.
And this is our second event. We went to DC 3 years ago. We pushed ourselves so hard in DC.
Yeah,
oh
we
my god, we
really
were
did.
broken.
A lot of
We
steps.
yeah, exactly. Because we were also like touring all of DC. With this, I was like, we've been to San Francisco. You went 8 years ago. I
Yep.
went when I was a teenager, but I'm like, I've seen Alcatraz. I hated Alcatraz. I have a fear of jail. I don't know why my parents took me to Alcatraz. No offense, mom and dad. I understand you're trying to give us a good trip. I hated that so much. That's all I remember about the trip was I just hated it.
Yeah, I didn't go last time either.
Oh, you didn't go?
Nah,
Why not?
didn't sound so good.
because for years I'd been like, Alcatraz is bad. It's an evil place.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm
No, I
happy
assumed you'd
not
gone.
having. I'm fine not having done that.
But my point is that I wasn't like going to San Francisco to like tour to San Francisco. So I kind of took that off my kind of list of stresses, holiday stresses.
So you could just relax.
So I could, we had a lot to do. We had people to see.
Mhm.
My best friend, Mike Bloom, who lives in New Jersey, my co-host on the RHAP podcast. I speak to Mike every day, like I told Mike, this is going to sound terrible. I told Mike I was pregnant with Peggy before I told our parents. Sorry.
What?
Because I was messaging him when I took the test.
What? Why?
I just happened to be chatting to him.
Okay.
Um,
Just like peeing on a stick while talking to Mike.
no, like in the interim, like it was actually not the first test. It was a second. It was when I was like testing like 3 times the next day. And I couldn't tell. We were gonna like call your parents. My parents were away till the next day. Okay, well, some people are mad at us now, but like I have
Us. This is
It's
entirely
like the baby.
Shannon's choice.
My point is, I speak to Mike a lot, and I love Mike very much. And I've spent 12 days of my life with him. I counted. It was very easy to count. That's a very few amount of days.
That is, yep,
And he was there with his family, which was so nice. And
so cute.
yeah, we had a day on the last day we went. That was like the only touring I did, which was great because Mike organized. I didn't have to think a lot about it. We went to the Walt Disney Museum. We went to Pier 39. We saw the sea lions, and then we did like a very gentle walk back. And that was when my health app was like, "Oh, you've got up. Good for you." Yeah, there's a lot of people, like a lot of co-hosts. Chappelle, obviously seeing Rob, who's like the head of all of that. Sam. Matt Scott. I don't want to start naming names.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd be here a long time if you
Taryn.
named everyone that you.
Yeah,
saw.
I mean, a lot of the podcasters
You're like,
who
these
I
are
really
the people
love.
that I like, and then you named 5, and then you stopped.
Those are the people that I know and have spent time with and was like really happy to see again, and probably more that I've forgotten. And then there were like people we don't know, but like that are Survivor players that we think we could be really good friends with, and then like have to meet. Like we spent a lot of the last day with the 47 crew, from Survivor 47, obviously given the name, and that was so fun. So do you want to tell the Matt Haywood story? It's like my favorite story.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You're fading so fast.
Sure.
No wonder you hated my plane story. I knew it wasn't me. It's on you.
No. So.
Should I tell the story?
Well,
you
I'm just. You said don't say spoilers. Now I'm like, how do I say this story?
I meant spoilers for Survivor 49. You can spoil seasons that happened 2 years ago.
Okay, great. So
which we did. We spoiled Survivor UK for 1,000 people all
that's
week
why
long.
I was panicked. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, how do I say this without spoilers?
He's a walking spoiler because he won the game.
Okay, well, you said it. I didn't.
I'm
All
sorry.
right,
It's
so
been
you
2
spoiled
years.
Survivor UK for
No,
lots of people.
It's been years.
So Matt won Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor UK, which there was one season of, and then they cancelled.
And earlier this year, like 6 months ago, we were going to London. So Shan had reached out to Matt and said, we're going there. And he's like, oh, like maybe we can get a coffee or something.
I said, let's get a coffee.
I'm summarizing this.
No, it's important because I rudely was like, hey, we're coming. You're from the UK.
It's not rudely.
It was rude because I was like, do you want to get a coffee in London? And he was like, yes.
But we didn't realize that was like a 10-hour return journey for him.
He was gonna come to London for a coffee, 5 hours each way. And then
He's very nice.
he's very, and
No,
that
too
story
nice.
says a lot. That's why he won the show. And because we'd only like podcasted together like a couple of times, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do that." And then when I mentioned I was going to Edinburgh, he was like, "Oh, maybe I'll do that instead because that's like a 2-hour journey for me." I'm like, "How far was London?" He was like, 5 hours. I was like, "Okay, we'll do a dinner, not a coffee, and we'll do Edinburgh." And he came to Edinburgh, and we had such a great time.
We had
We
such
love
a good
Matt
time.
Haywood.
We had, yeah.
He's a listener of the podcast now. We converted him. We're doing one person at a time.
He's such a nice guy. And then Shan had mentioned actually earlier, it's like, oh, like he's in America, and I think we were like joking, oh, that'd be cool if we saw him. But she's like, no, he's on the East Coast, so he's not going to be there for San Fran. We're like, oh, okay.
I was going to reach out, but then I was like, if he's in New York and we're in Hawaii, we're not going to be in San Francisco at the same time. We're not meant to say San Fran. They get so mad about it, but I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
It's so convenient.
Like an American thing.
It's so bizarrely, like, it's just like weirdly gatekeepy. Like, you can't say San Fran. Why? Is it a bad word? It's SF is terrible. San Francisco is very long. San Fran just makes sense. I refuse to give up on it.
Also, Australians like the
shortening things. Yeah, it's
rhyming.
Genuinely like it's anti-Australian to tell us we
Macca's,
can't do it.
It is, yeah.
Okay, great.
McDonald's, Macca's,
yeah.
San Fran. It's got to be San Fran. Yeah, it's like anti-Australian. You're right.
Yeah. Classic American.
Anyway, so you were like, I just heard you say we just had landed in San Fran.
Yes, love it.
And the next morning, Shan's like, is Matt in San Fran? And shows me, and I look at her phone, and there's like a picture of one of the piers where we're staying. I'm like, yes, and he's like,
no, but
right
even
near us.
But right after that story, he had tagged. San Francisco.
She just hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, so that one made it. I knew straight away once I saw he had tagged.
So by complete chance, he was in the same place as us.
He was staying like a kilometer from us.
Like, yeah,
and he'd got in 2 hours after us on a whim. Because what you don't know about, so Matt Haywood, he's a 23-year-old guy. He won Survivor at 21, youngest winner of all time. And everywhere. And I loved his game, and I covered his game. We did a deep dive, we did recaps, and he has subsequently like launched like a TikTok career. He's got like 250,000 followers, and he like makes these videos doing crazy things. Like,
you should all follow him.
Yes, but like the kind of things where like we consider ourselves like his unasked for Jewish parents, and we'll be like, Matt, like, don't.
This seems dangerous. Don't
go up the mountain. Don't, like, he'll be like sleeping in a like makeshift boat for the night. I'm like, you've chose the wrong influencing career, because like, firstly, it's not the career where like you're gonna be flown out to stay at like luxury hotels, and also it seems like
it's like, hey, do you want to fly here and try and survive?
Kind of like a honeymoon, actually. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, it feels like you're in like mortal peril, and it genuinely concerns me. So his whole thing is like he booked a one-way ticket to America, and then was just kind of like seeing where the wind took him, and it took him to San Francisco 2 hours after us.
See if I can survive America.
See if he can survive an RJP event. See if he can survive saying San Fran and drawing everyone's ire for some reason.
Well, anyway, point was he was there, and Shan's like, well, why don't you come to this Survivor event? He's like, what Survivor event?
Yeah, because like Matt,
crazy.
Matt wasn't a fan of the show before he won, and he's like subsequently been getting into it. But this is like a whole new world for him. So we got there Monday night. Tuesday night was an event for the patrons. So it was like 250 people. Wednesday night was a live event. You watch a Survivor episode, and then there's a live podcast, and then there's an after party. I think that is probably why I feel the way I do now a week later. And we kind of just adopted him all week, but he came to those events, and I was finding every person I could being like, did you watch Survivor UK? Which was like not a hugely watched franchise, even for the super fans, but there were people who did watch it.
They did.
Which is good, because I covered it.
They were like, what the hell? Why is he here?
Yeah, they were like, is that Matt Haywood? I was like, it is. I was finding all of them like, go up to Matt Haywood because he's here, which was so exciting. And they put him like up on stage in one of the ad breaks of the episode, and Say from Survivor had to guess who won Survivor UK of like 4 people, one of which was Matt Haywood, and 3 of which were Americans putting on the worst English accents you've ever heard.
Terrible accents.
And she was just, she was not good at it.
One of the questions they asked the contestants was like, what would you have for breakfast? And one of the guys said, English breakfast.
She chose him as the winner. teacher. But maybe
Obviously, you would just say breakfast if
maybe-
you're in England.
yeah, like the French call it just fries.
Yeah, like
don't know if that's true.
No, when we were in London and they say you want tea, like we call it English breakfast, and they just say tea or breakfast tea,
Yeah,
whatever. So
yeah.
you don't say for breakfast every day. I'm having an English breakfast, and then she picked him to win. I'm like, why?
Do you think she thought it was so bad that it was like someone who was trying to throw off the sentence,
No,
like
she
a
said
double
it's because
bluff?
he looked British.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, he did kind of look British.
What
but
is
like
that?
his accent was terrible. He sounded American.
He did,
and
but
gave an
maybe she
American
thought he was
answer.
putting on a bad American accent to throw off. Maybe she way overthought
I mean,
it.
so was Matt.
Yeah, Matt was putting on a bad accent, as well. It was a lot of fun because I was like, wow, this is so kismet. Like, what are the odds that you would be here? And it's like that's what
So what?
kismet,
Kismet.
Yeah.
What's kismet?
fate.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. That's what I love about the Survivor community. It's like it's this global community that is so like interwoven in like we said that with Matt when we met him in Edinburgh. We were like, wow, we're here in Scotland. We're Australian. You're from this tiny UK town that has like what he said like 10, 15,000 people.
15,000, yeah.
And like how like in what universe would we ever know each other? Especially because outside of the Survivor community, like I have a very insular life. It's kind of like my high school friends mostly, and then like the Survivor community where it's like people who live on the other side
Yes.
of the world. And it's like with Matt, it's like there's no reason we would ever know him. And how much more so in San Francisco. It's like now we just happen to be here in San Francisco together at this RJP event. And then we like had Matt with, the other players, which was so cute because we were with him in like the 47 people. And he, spoiler alert, went to Rachel, who won that season. And he was like, what was the experience for you of like being a Survivor winner? Because I've never met another Survivor winner. Like there was one season, I won it. They canceled the franchise. Like that's it. I'm the only Survivor winner in my country. I guess they were like really old seasons from like decades ago. But then they had a really cute and unrelatable conversation about like what it's like to win the show. It was very sweet. But I'm just like, this is the whole world. So I mean, so much of the week was so just reminds you of that. You meet people you like really connect with, that you have like so much in common with. It's so weird. It's like a family. It's like a culture. It's like a religion, but it's Survivor. And you all share
You're one step from saying cult.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like a cult. But like no, but isn't that like an amazing thing? Like, you meet people and I don't know, you just connect. I don't know what I don't know if it's because Survivor's that powerful that it connects you, or like maybe it speaks to who you are around it, that you would share other things in common. Like
Yeah, I think that's part of
and
it.
also not just the way that you watch Survivor, but that it's something that you like analyze enough to be at these like podcast events. Maybe you're someone who overthinks a lot, which again I vibe with, or you know what I mean? Like maybe you just see the world a different way. Or maybe we just kind of like, it's just such a positive thing that we just find and like love each other. But like the way I feel about the podcasters and like the players we've been friends with, and like in Australia, South Africa, America, the UK, and like the listeners, it's just like this incredibly powerful thing. And it's always amazing to go to these events, the 2 times we've been, to be like reminded of that in person, I think.
Yeah, it was really great. I mean, it was actually a funny experience for me. So last time we were, at the DC one, there was a couple of people that came up to me and was like, Peter. And I always thought that was funny because I was like, oh, they're like such big fans of you that they know who I am. And that was funny. And then like before we even walked into the first event, someone went, Peter. And I'm like, haha, oh, you must be a big fan of Shannon. And they're like, no, I listened to the Gussin Around podcast. I was like,
Gussin Around.
I was like, wait, what? I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
And I just like completely forgot that like anyone would know me at all. And then I had like so many great conversations with people who actually knew a little bit about me because they'd listened to the Gussin Around podcast. And it was awesome. Like then I was connected to the community rather than just being like kind of like a plus one.
You're always connected. I
No,
mention you
but
in
like-
every podcast I do.
Okay, yeah, but I don't listen.
Well, I do.
So
Take my word for
it's
it. Now I don't have to do it.
I'm
I
not
can just
really
say it.
the connected, but I was much more connected this time. And I had so many good conversations with so many people. And every
I
single
hit the
one
mic
of
again.
those
I
people,
apologize. I'm so sorry.
every single one of those people said that I didn't have a problem with Amazon, and that was entirely ridiculous.
I heard from a lot. Why were you going up to people? You were going up to the people at the events and
wasn't
asking if
canvassing
they
votes.
agreed with you, and then they'd come and they'd tell me that.
Yes.
No, they wouldn't come tell me you were right. They'd come and say,
No, they would
Peter
say
tried
I'm
to tell
right.
me to tell you.
No, they were right, and they all said that they would comment on the videos from now on, saying that they agreed with me because you just get a lot more support just by being you. So I've raised what we're calling, with name workshopped, the Peter Army, and they will be agreeing with me on most of the things going forward.
So you went around this event aggressively pressuring people.
Campaigning is the word, not aggressively.
It sounded aggressive.
You weren't in the conversation. It was a connecting,
They would
bonding
come
moment.
back and tell me. Anyway, that first event was 250 people, and the second event was the biggest RGP event they've ever done. It was about 1,100 people, and that's why I feel this way, because you talk in a loud bar for hours.
Yeah.
The night of the Wednesday night event, we went to bed around 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was late.
Because also, the bar closes at 2, but we're all hanging around till 2:30. By the time you're home, it's close to 3, and then you can't just fall asleep. It was a big night.
The adrenaline is pumping.
I met Parvati Shallow for the Survivor fans, which
What
was
that
cool.
like?
It was awesome. She came up to me. I was too intimidated, and I love that. And then I introduced her to you. Did she hug you?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it was really
She
cool.
hugged me.
She's so great.
And then I got she's so great. I was then going backstage to go up on stage for the podcast, and I ran past Parvati, who was leaving. I'm like, oh my god, Parvati, I'd love to get a photo, but I don't have my phone. She was like, I'll take it on my phone. And I was like, how am I ever gonna get this photo from Parvati Shallow? And then she messaged it to me, unprompted. And I'm like, damn, this is why you won. It's really true what they say about Survivor winners. They're sparkly people, and you get it. And I mean, Parvati is the sparkliest person I've ever met in my life. Never seen anything like it. It was glowing wasn't fair. It was everything around her glowed. Incredible. And then I got to go on stage for the podcast, which is cool because they don't often do that. They often have players and not podcasters. I found out about that about an hour before we left for the event. And I was like, oh, now I'm so nervous. 1,100 people in the room, and then that's going to go out and be on video. People then they were like, well, you don't have to do it. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I just want to complain about it. It was so fun. It was like I was nervous the whole time until I got out there, and I was just having the best time.
You did great.
You have to say that. Imagine if you said I did
don't.
poorly. That's not our relationship dynamic. But yeah, no, it was just it was a great time. It was a great Babymoon. We did a lot. We just kind of did it all. We came away, and the vision I had for the holiday was Domenic had been like, you should come to Hawaii. We would love to make that work. You really don't have to convince us. Peter and all of his takes with people at the event. We're in. But how and when? And actually, when I booked the holiday, what happened was when I saw there was going to be a San Francisco event, I'd wanted to go to a Know-It-Alls, to a live RHAP event if it was on the West Coast, because I'm like, it's not that far. And once they announced it, I'm like, that's great. And Hawaii's right on the way. And that's perfect. And when I booked it, it was in between our 2 pregnancies. And I thought, I don't want it to be October. And because you don't have control, and God forbid we're not pregnant, and I'm not in San Francisco and Hawaii, I'd be very depressed. And instead, it's I was pregnant in Hawaii and San Francisco. I actually wish I could go back to roughly June when we booked it and tell myself.
Book it for longer?
No, yeah. Be take longer in Hawaii. Believe me. No, but just tell myself I think because, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a glass half empty type person. And I was worried, what if I'm not on the trip? Because you were we can't keep traveling. And I was like, but we can and we will. Because I have a vision for this trip. But I was like, what if I'm not on the trip? What if I'm not pregnant? Wow, imagine going back to that and telling that person we'd be on the beach in Hawaii, feeling the baby kick. You know what I mean? That's so special.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, that's very special. And the trip, it was just I felt we got so much done. We saw people we loved and we had a great time. We saw the podcast community.
And thank
we relaxed.
you to everyone that got us baby presents.
Oh, yeah. People brought baby gifts. That was so thoughtful.
So thoughtful.
The thing, that's the thing about the Survivor community. This is what I mean. It's not just that they got us baby gifts. It's that the baby gifts were all
personal.
So yes, the Laura's got us a book that's about San Francisco. But we'll always think back at that.
Some would say.
And but you're not allowed.
Yeah.
And Sam got us a onesie. There was a Hamilton onesie, and
Mike
got us Mike and Angela. Yeah, he'll hate that. Mike and Angela, he's not listening. They got us all this cat themed baby stuff, and we had a bunch of the listeners and some of our friends, Felipe and Chris and Jess and Costa, who gave us Hugsy, the penguin from Friends, which is amazing for me. Lizzie is at war with the penguin, unfortunately. Like, we can't leave the penguin out
No,
because
I've put it away.
yeah, she keeps trying to gnaw on it.
No, she just like saw it as a threat.
Yeah, she's not. I hope that she sees the baby as less of a threat than she saw Hugsy.
Yeah.
Because she was immediately like, why does that penguin have goggles on?
Yeah, it was like
it is a confusing
Can the
stuff
penguin
toy.
see? Are they prescription goggles?
And then at the very end of our trip, Matt Haywood took out from his pocket, he'd got us a little bear that had a San Francisco shirt. He's like, I want you to give this to the baby and call it Matt. I'm like,
Which
oh,
we
from
will.
from our first child, Matt. Our first human child.
But also, how long was it in his pocket
Yeah.
for?
So I'm like,
'Cause
we
we
were with him
spent
all
the
day.
entire day with him, and he didn't leave to go get the present. So like, it was just in his pocket,
Yeah. It was just and
which
we
was
also,
actually thoughtful because otherwise we'd have to carry it around,
yeah.
and it'd be like kind of annoying for the whole day because we didn't have the pockets that he had.
And we
So
had
it was very thoughtful to give it at the end rather than the beginning.
yeah, it was very and we actually I'm being remiss if I didn't say we had Ruth who knit us a beanie for the baby, hand
Yeah.
knit.
That was really cool. Thank you
So
very
like
much.
and cards and just like
Cards.
ridiculously.
It was so
beautiful.
nice. So many wonderful comments. So many great conversations.
I cried at these events.
Yeah.
And we also got to side point, but we also got to see Stereophonic, which is a play. Your first play ever, I think.
Since I'm an adult, definitely.
What play did you see as a child?
I don't know, like school plays.
Well, school plays don't count.
Well, then where'd that cat come from?
Um,
Well, one cat went in that side, and then out came a different cat.
no, anyway. Yeah, so yeah, another podcast, part of the podcast community, Amy Howard, who's a producer for Stereophonic, was like, I can, help people get tickets because it's playing in San Francisco. And I didn't think about how there'd be shows on in San Francisco. So I was like, oh my God, we can work theater into this trip. How amazing is that? And people were really worried that Peter wouldn't like it because like it's a talky play. And I
It's
think
3 hours.
it was 3 hours and they thought maybe it'd be too much for him. And he showed them because I don't know if you really enjoyed it, but you were never going to say that you didn't after everyone had underestimated you.
No, I did like it, and the music was great. And the second half,
It's a play with music. It's about a band. It's about a band that's not Fleetwood Mac. If you say that, there are legal ramifications.
The second half of the play, Liza's about to step on the laptop, so if the podcast ends right now, this is where we're at.
Eliza,
Please don't ruin the podcast. Get down.
let's get Hugsy out.
Oh my god, what's she doing?
Okay, do you want to go take her down and I'll tell
Yeah,
them? Yeah.
you tell the story while I remove the cat.
Yeah, it's a play about a band. It won a bunch of Tonys. Peter really enjoyed the second half, which is kind of like when all of the drama comes to a head. I think people feel like it's too long because it really tries to trap you in that world where they're recording this album. Spoiler alert, if you don't know about not Fleetwood Mac, but they're recording this album for a year. Oh, there is the other cat. And they I think they're trying to trap you in how stressful it is and how it keeps getting extended. And it's like, it's hyper. Now the cats are kissing. I'm sorry if you could see what we could see. It's hyper realistic. So I think that people worried that Peter would find it maybe too mundane or like, I don't know, people,
Because you said I only like razzle dazzle.
I didn't say only.
Yeah, you didn't say only, but you said I like
But-
razzle dazzle.
You do like razzle dazzle.
I do, but I also like non-razzle dazzle.
What else do you like?
A very
What else do you
open-
like about theater? I don't actually know. I know
about
you like
plays, I
razzle.
like the music.
There wasn't a lot of music in it, but the music is really good.
The music was excellent.
Yeah.
So I like that.
And then what about like the other 2 hours and 45 minutes of the show?
I like thrillers.
You like good storylines.
Yeah, but I said thrillers not related to this, but like thrillers have a lot of talking usually. Like they're setting up things and setting
You
up the tense
famously
in the
actually are very reticent to watch dramas
scenes. I
with
don't
me.
like dramas.
But then you liked Succession, and you have actually liked more than you thought. Because for a while you were like, I will
'Cause
not
it
watch
was
any
really
drama.
interesting.
But Succession is actually pretty funny. But
Yeah.
this Stereophonic was
And
funny.
the music in Succession is also amazing.
That's true. But Stereophonic was, I thought, quite funny. It was often funny. It wasn't a comedy,
they
but it was
definitely
funny. It was
laughed
well
out
written.
loud for a lot of like reactions, especially to the non-band members.
The
tech.
yeah. I really enjoyed it. I love that we got to work theater into the trip. It's like that's a perfect trip. We did it. We ticked off the perfect trip. But I realized one of my like great joys in life is like when you see a show, you go away and you see a show and you like really love the music, and then you spend the whole flight home just like listening to the soundtrack. That's just like one of my favorite. And then like that whenever I think listen to that music, I think back on that trip, like going all the way back to when I was lucky enough to see Hamilton on Broadway for the first time I'd seen it in 2019. And I was already obsessed with Hamilton and like already knew the soundtrack back to front, but I like did 25 hours home and I flew alone because you stayed for work. I listened to that soundtrack just, and many times, but since then, and I live in the soundtrack, but I did just listen to it for like 25 hours. It was actually like a 30-hour flight, I think, in the end. I went to China. But yeah, and I listened to a lot of Stereophonic on the way home this time, and I just thought, man, what a great trip. And now I've just been on Struggle Street ever since, just dying. I'm sorry if my eye looks weird. I popped a blood vessel, I think.
I don't think you could see it, so
Okay,
now you've just pointed it out.
No, it's a good visual representation of how far I've fallen in the last 3 days of being home. I was on top of the world, but I wouldn't take anything back. I think sleep when you're pregnant is necessary. Like I think the people running the marathons like are also like they're getting good sleep probably.
Well, not the pregnant ones.
No, that's what I mean. The pregnant one running the marathon, I think they're getting good sleep.
I think it'd be pretty hard.
Why?
Well, to sleep when you're pregnant in general.
Yeah, it is hard, but if there's no way they can run the marathon if they're not getting good sleep, it's just not possible. They can't be pregnant and not getting good sleep and running the marathon. Because then, like, who am I? Like, I thought Serena Williams, because she won the Australian Open while pregnant, I thought we were really different, but I thought she was the outlier, and now I worry, like, I'm the outlier.
Yeah, all pregnant people run marathons.
Can win the Australian Open. Yeah. Anyway, we had a great time. I'm going to look at my notes to see if there's anything I've forgotten.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, we did a Pod Friends episode with Matt Scott that'll be out in January. We did a live podcast, the two of us.
That was funny.
Why was it funny?
Because I didn't really understand what was going on, and we were all hooked up to the microphones and we were talking, and then like 20 minutes in, I'm like, so when are we going to start the podcast? And you both looked at me like, we've been podcasting for 20 minutes. And I'm like, I actually had no idea. And I was busting for the toilet.
Yeah, that's like a Pod Friend thing where you just start having an actual conversation and then it's like it started.
I understand the concept now, and also immediately when I was told.
I told you 3 times we were recording. I actually remember saying to you.
Tiring.
I remember saying to you, we're recording, right? You like didn't respond.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah. So then when you were like, wait, are we recording? I'm like, I did say, because I thought, I'm like, I'm not sure Peter knows. So I went out of my way to tell you.
I had no idea. I didn't even know if I talked much in the first part. I was just enjoying what was going on. I was like, la 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 la.
What a great ad this is for our Pod Friends episode. Anyway, coming out in January, which we'll also talk about more of these personal things that we talk about in Gussing Around, in case you haven't heard enough from us. And
Matt Scott's great.
Yeah. Yes.
Just in general, and as a host, except he's never going to come visit us in Australia, and that makes me sad.
We have a running tally in our mind at all times of people's likelihood to come visit us in Australia. If we've met you overseas, know you're part of the tally. You're in a list in an order. It's numerical.
Yeah.
If that makes you feel nervous, like, oh no, I'm probably pretty low down because they don't think I'm going to visit. Yeah. Yes. That's probably how we feel about you. No offense, Matt. We love you. There's a lot of Matts. We do think Matt Haywood will come visit us because he'll do it as part of a TikTok.
He's very high up on the list of people who will come visit us.
Yeah, definitely. Well, also, we thought we're going to maybe do a Q&A next week. Part 2. So send in questions.
There's a lot of people who said they had like questions and stuff.
Yeah, we were always going to do a part 2. We didn't get to all the questions last time. I'll probably put out a question box on social media.
Yeah, you handle that.
Obviously, what are you? No, I expect you to do it.
Look, I did the crowd work at the events, trying to gather questions. All right, had some very good conversations with a lot of people.
And did you get questions?
Yes, I did. Actually, I can't remember them, but I do remember Dr. Alex and I had a long question and answer thing, and he will ask some questions.
I'm going to say this because I feel like you'll be annoyed if you don't say it. Because when I said, what do you want to talk about with San Francisco before the podcast? You said, I want to say how short the players are on Survivor.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
And I was like, why? No. But now I'm reminding you because I know it'll annoy you.
Yeah, well, it will really bug me. The funniest part about like Survivor for me is watching it on like a lot of the US players, they're all so small. Like compared to
This
Survivor
isn't
players
why is this in the
around the world.
podcast? I know that I brought it up,
blows
but
my mind how short the Americans are. Like every time I go, I'm expecting them to just be tall, and they're just not tall. They're all really small. And then you meet the Australians or South Africans, and you're like expecting them to be like the Americans' height, but then they're all so huge that you're like, what is
Okay,
going
I
on?
know what it is.
Like Nick Iadanza, who is probably the smallest, well, at least on the first season, he was the small little guy,
well,
is as or pretty much as tall as Rizzo. Because he's basically my height.
okay.
So yeah, that's and Rizzo's like really tall apparently on the season, but on
Okay,
TV,
I've
it
worked
looks
out
like
what it is.
What is it?
Jeff Probst is 5'10".
Okay.
I think he doesn't want to cast the overly tall, lest it makes him look shorter.
5'10" is average, but it's not tiny.
No. But if he was casting a bunch of people who were 6 foot and over, he'd look really short. Because
And how tall is JLP?
JLP's not in charge of casting and he wouldn't care about that.
Okay, but just for the audience and my knowledge, how tall is JLP? Because we know that the Golden God's like 6'4" or something, so it'd be very tall.
It's giving me Jennifer Lopez, but apparently Jonathan LaPuglia is 5'11".
Okay, he's not even that much taller than Jeff.
He's not in charge of
And
that.
how
It's a very
tall-
Jeff thing specifically where I think that it
How tall
would
is
matter to
Jennifer
casting.
Lopez?
Jennifer Lopez is 5'4.5".
Wow, Jennifer Lopez is really short. They
And
should
Jamie
cast
Lee
her.
Price is 5'11".
I didn't know who that is.
She's I think a netball player.
Well,
I got all the
that's pretty tall.
JLPs.
She would be on Australian Survivor.
I wonder how tall David is.
David.
Yeah, Janet is about to host, right?
He's probably like 6'4". He was a male model. He's going to be massive.
Yeah, well, it's going to make everyone look... Well, they'll be normal heights because they're Australian. But I think that's what it is. Anyway, this podcast has gone on too long. We've been here for... too long. It's over. Go home, Gus Bus. Get on the bus, Gus Bus, and go home. The podcast
That's
is
how
done.
we end.
Yeah.
All right. We're looking forward to question and answer next week. Please leave questions on the YouTube. It's
or email us.
at Gussin Around Podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe. We need more subscribers on the YouTube because people are listening on Apple and Spotify, but they're not on YouTube. But we really need the
That's
subscribers.
fine. Whatever you choose to listen is, we appreciate it.
Yes, please subscribe. And then send the questions to gussinaroundpodcast@gmail.com, or you can just reach out to Shan on whatever social media.
Shannon Gates across the channels.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you all so much. I think that's... you have to get up, remember?
Yep, cool.
Yep,
I got to
you
stop the
forgot how it
podcast,
is.
but
Yeah,
I miss
but-
you all.
Thank you so much for this, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Gussin' around your friendly neighborhood Gusses are gussin' around your favorite neighborhood Gusses. Where are they found? In the studio making a podcast for you. Find out what we did this week. Was it